In case you have rare or valuable coins, you can post them for sale on our website, thecoinas.com. For mobile users, it's much easier publishing coin ads using our COİN app, which is available in Play Market. Hey everyone, how is it going? So for this episode, I'm going to show you our euro coins from France. Different denominations, different years and different grades. Before picking the first coin, please make sure to hit subscribe button below this video to get daily high definition coin videos. Starting with this French 2 euro cent from 1999. The very first issue, metal composition is copper plated steel, magnetic coin with weight of 3 grams. On the obverse, we see young feminine face, the embodiment of desire for sound and lasting Europe. Coin preserved more than 1/3 of its original mint luster. Red-orange hues mostly concentrated around the rims. Reverse has a standard globe design shared by all member states. Here also copper turned black mainly on central areas. Fading is also seen on device elements. On eBay, these coins can be fetched for 40 cents to $2 depending on coin's condition. Moving on to this 5 euro cent from France. Very modern coin, minted just in 2017. Coin is in extremely fine condition, very briefly circulated but displaying strong patination on device elements of obverse. These dark grey freckles on and around the face of feminine character. But strike is bold, we see no wear on high points. Reverse side displays nice gold-orange reflectivity, yet also weakened by fresh layers of tarnish. Circulated 5 euro cent of 2017 are worth not much more than their face value, but at brilliant uncirculated state it can be bought for $1 to $2 on eBay. Here is 10 euro cent from France, minted in 2016. About uncirculated coin with flashy golden toning. Content is Nordic gold but contains not even tiniest percentage of a gold. Just gold colored copper alloy containing aluminium, zinc and tin. Device elements are razor sharp, motifs displayed nowhere on high points. This side of a coin is almost pristine, only coin is very fresh discoloration process, but when we turn it over we see few hairlines and contact marks on the surfaces. Circulated modern euro cent are worth not more than their face value. Even uncirculated gems sell just for $2 online. Next comes 50 euro cent, also Nordic gold content. This one is in extremely fine condition and minted in 2000. Very well preserved for that old euro coin. Strong traces of luster evident on surfaces, high points of obverse side show no wear. We see some stalks of tarnish near the eastern rims. It comes with interesting mint below the abbreviation of Republic of France. This is mark of a B. Pierre Rodier, which is seen on 50 euro cents struck from 1999 through 2000. On the reverse we see European map design. Here we witness several contact marks on denomination. Fields are clean yet display explosions of fresh tarnish distributed over predominantly golden yellow surfaces. Here is 1 euro coin from France struck in 2000 as well. First map, bimetallic coin highlighting a tree symbolizing life, continuity and growth on a verse. Coin is very neatly preserved, no distracting spots or contact marks on this side, except this possible bag mark dashing through letter L of égalité. Reverse side has less pleasant appealing though. Some carbon and verdigris specks are seen around outer ring. On eBay, French 1 euro coins from 2000 sell for $2 to $4 depending on its condition. And the last one, 2 euro coin minted in 2015, So-called peace in Europe, commemorative circulating euro coin. Oversight features a dove as a representation of a peace carrying olive branch. Instead of leaves, here we see 12 stars of European flag. On the reverse, a map next to denomination showing European continent without borders. As obviously seen, coin is in extremely fine condition with reflective surfaces throughout. On eBay, ungraded 2015 piece in Europe. 2 euro coins. Sell for $4 to $7.
What's up guys, good to see you back. For today I'll show you a beautiful Canadian coin, 1974 25 cents, featuring young Elizabeth II on a verse. Briefly circulated coin at extremely fine grade. So these coins were struck through 1968-1978 in Canada. Metal composition is nickel, it weighs little more than 5 grams, and diameter is 23.88 millimeters. On the obverse we have so-called second portrait of the British Queen Elizabeth II at her late 30s, facing right. A round inscription in Latin. Age is readed and thickness is 1.61 millimeters. On the reverse, a caribou, a Canadian deer, accompanied with a face value and surrounded with inscription Canada. As I mentioned before, coin is in extremely fine condition. Strike of device elements is very sharp, only numerous abrasions on device and on the fields prevents this beautiful piece of about uncirculated grade. Letterings are sharp as well, but they are surrounded by cloudiness from all around. At the same time, under close inspection we see some warm hues under the bust. Mint luster is evident on Queen's bust and on the outskirts of device. In the central part of obverse we see 2 side-by-side indented horizontal contact marks starting from the rim and extending till the mouth area. Also another parallel abrasion evident near the neck area. Edge is very clean, almost intact. When we flip it over we see strong trace of luster and very high definition on device elements. Deer's motifs are very sharp, no softness seen on high points. Letterings are stark, only face value displays slightly abraded surfaces. Fields exhibit 2 deep parallel scratch near the date. And 1 slanting mark is evident on the face part of caribou. Below the deer near the rims we see sea green dark grey toned tiny patina. Overall coin has a very wonderful eye appeal. According to NGC price guide at mint state 63, these coins are worth at least 80 cents. At mint state 65, price of these Canadian quarters start from $32. But on eBay, ungraded 25 cents of 1974 sell for different amounts. For instance, on May 29, 2022, this uncirculated gem was sold for $1.93. It can sound unfair, but the very days each quarter at much lower grade than shown before ended up selling for little more than $2.
In 1987, US Mint produced more than 582 million quarters in Philadelphia and nearly 655 million 25 cents in Denver. At lower mint states, 1987 these are very easy to find from the mint sets and rolls. At mint state 66 they are getting scarcer and are worth at least $32. While at mint state 67 they are hard to locate but available in limited quantities. Anything above MS67 is considered numismatic rarity and is worth good sum of money. PCGS has certified only 1 specimen so far. with designation of 67 plus, which hasn't seen the face of auction yet. Welcome back to COİN. In this episode I'll provide you with information on valuable 1987 Washington quarters and what to look for among quarter rolls and mint sets. So really quick, if you first time in our channel, please hit subscribe and bell buttons down below to get daily updates on coin prices. As I mentioned before, 1987 Ds are pretty expensive at mint stage 67, but the most expensive example until this day is this 25 cent. Both sides are virtually pristine and bursting with vibrant nickel gray luster and reflective fields. So this gem ended up selling for $675.63 in 2015 at heritage auctions. When it comes to 1987 quarter with mint mark P, P standing for Philadelphia, then the sales record was set in 2018 on eBay. This MS67 gem was sold for $689.98. Another thing to look for among quarters minted in 1987 is mint errors. This is 1987 P quarter struck on a dime planchet, graded as AU58 by NGC. Due to different sizes of the planchets, impression on some parts of device fell into gap. Only W and T visible from the motto, Liberty totally off struck. Only integral element is a P mint mark near the ponytail. This rare piece was sold for $253 at heritage auction. Here is another awesome error quarter, 1987 D struck off center on a triple curved planchet. In a simple words, it was impressed on a faulty planchet of irregular shape, and strike was off center as well. So this circulated AU53 graded error coin ended up selling for $164.50 in 2015 at heritage auctions. Now I will show you our Washington quarter from 1987. Two of them from the right are minted at Philadelphia Mint, those on the left Denver. These are circulated quarters at different conditions, but most at very fine grades. Let's do some close-up inspections by mints. These two carry mint mark D. One to the right has filled in mint mark D, struck by eroded obverse die. One to the left has normal mint mark, but it displays interesting warm toning. Here we see some olive green and yellowish hints over predominantly nickel gray surfaces. Other one is definitely error coin with die chip here. Look at this old element above the ear. It most likely fell off the die face and has nothing to do with original design. Also we have green patina on mouse area. When we turn it over, we see that reverse die was also problematic. Pay attention to the T of states, very weakly struck. On the other quarter, device elements are sharply detailed. Some enhanced motifs are seen on the chest part of an eagle. Now let's check out quarters impressed by Philadelphia Mint. This one displays poor strike, medium smoothness on Washington here. The main issue here is die erosion on the motto "In God We Trust." Letter I totally absent. Only God knows how many error quarters were struck by this eroded obverse die. On the reverse we witness poor strike as well, a pluribus unum, most likely struck through grease. The other one also carries a trace of mint error. There is a medium-sized die crack above the eye. Also circular shaped lines seen near the western rim starting from L and extending till Y. As far as I know, such lines appear when retaining color fails to deploy, but I'm not expert in this field so could be wrong. The reverse side displays heavily abraded surfaces and poor strike of upper letterings. For the last, I would like you to get acquainted with guiding price lists for higher grades of 1987D and 1987P. What's up guys, in this episode I'm going to talk about 1975 Elizabeth II 10 new pence from COİN's collection. Copper nickel coin which was demonetized in 1993. Coins issued in 1975 circulated for almost 18 years. Weight is 11.3 grams, diameter 28.5 millimeters. On the obverse, we have second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II facing right. As clearly seen, its circulated coin with heavily abraded surfaces both on device and on the fields. Device elements are sharply detailed, very slight smoothness is seen on the upper part of the head and tiara. Under close inspection we see one dark patina on the forehead of the Queen. Focal points of the bust display numerous abrasions. Color of the coin also show numerous dents and nicks. On the reverse we see crown line walking to the left and lettering new pence above around, and numeral value 10 below. Device elements are sharply detailed, surfaces of the field show numerous back marks and hairlines. No distracting spots seen on this side of a coin. By zooming in we see high definition of device motifs. One deep slanting mark evident on torso, other on the tail. Above denomination we have one vertical abrasion raising from the top of a zero. At Midday 63, 10 new pence from 1975 is worth at least $2 as for NGC price guide. At Midday 65 they are worth at least $2.50. But on eBay even circulated new pence sometimes sell for a little more amount. For instance, on April 1st, 2022, this 10 new pence at extremely fine grade was sold for $4.19 plus shipping fee.
In 1971, US Mint changed the composition of Kennedy half dollars. According to PCGS, instead of having some silver, they switched over to a copper nickel clad composition. The 1971 Kennedy half dollar is really common with hundreds of millions of examples produced. More than likely, most of them still survive and are probably sitting in banks, vaults, or even jars in people's homes being kept as conversation pieces. Most, however, do not command a premium. Only in MS-67 do they begin to command somewhat of a premium, as there are probably less than 1,000 examples known. In MS-68 they are very difficult to locate, and more than likely there are less than a dozen known with none existing in high condition. Hey everyone, you're watching another episode from US Coins series presented by COİN. Today I'm going to talk about 1971 half dollar that can make really good money. Quick reminder, if you're first time in our channel, please make sure to hit subscribe button under this video to get daily updates on coin prices. This is the most expensive Denver struck Kennedy half dollar from 1971. Bears a popular transitional error. It was struck on a 40% silver planchet by mistake. Grade at Midday 61 by NGC, it was sold for $13,000 in 2018 on eBay. When it comes to 1971 half dollars minted by Philadelphia Mint, then absolute record holder is this gem at Midday 67. Both sides display spotless satin surfaces and very sharp strike. It was bargained for $1,560 in 2018 at Heritage Auctions. Another rare and valuable half dollar minted in 1971 in San Francisco. 1971 S-proof half dollar with double die reverse. Graded as FS 801 PR67 by NGC. An extremely rare variety in a so fine grade. Notching or die doubling is visible on stars, half dollar, and of America. Contains 90% silver, 10% copper. It was sold for $2,585 in 2016 at Heritage Auctions. Now let's check out our Kennedy half dollar from 1971. I recently bought from local coin shop. About uncirculated coin, most likely at AU 58 grade. Device details are sharp, letterings are stark. Fields are void of mentionable abrasions except some hairlines and dark green tarnish smatters near the western rims. But focal areas of Kennedy bust exhibit some distracting contact marks. These dip gouge near the nose. We also have two notches in the shape of sunglasses on the upper part of the head. Reverse side displays bold strike and clean fields. Letter M exhibits a rather bold crack on high points. While on device elements we see some softness on eagle head and several bag marks on the shield. This side of a coin displays very neat satin reflectivity. Only distraction is this green-gray patina on E of United States. That's all folks. For the end, check out guiding price list for higher grades of 1971 Kennedy half dollars.
What's up guys, today I'm going to show you uncirculated Bicentennial 1976 Kennedy half dollar which was recently added to COİN's collection. Together we'll examine it thoroughly, find out current market price, and then I will show you how to post it for sale on our online coin trading platform. So please watch till the end. So this is circulating commemorative coin with metal composition of copper nickel plated copper. Weight is 11.34 grams. Diameter 30.60 millimeters. Overside highlights left profile of John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the 35th President of United States. Liberty with widely spread style above and around the head. Motte in God We Trust is separated by lower part of the bust, and below the date of adoption of Independence Declaration of US and date of minting. Reverse side exhibits Independence Hall as central device, United States of America above, face value below, E pluribus unum to the right, 200 years of freedom to the left, and Independence Hall in exergue. Coin is uncirculated at mid-stage 60 or 61. Surfaces of a verse are void of mentionable contact marks, just several bag marks of insignificant sizes on the neck area, and one seen abrasion becomes visible while tilting the coin at 8 o'clock. Strike is bold, few grey dark green toned specks catch the eye near the letter T and behind the head at 3 o'clock. Edge is reeded and free from abrasions and wear. Reverse side exhibits very pleasant satiny on the fields, which are practically pristine. Some dark green yellowish glue-like stain is seen around LL of face value. Also same toned patina on E pluribus unum. Device elements are sharply detailed, only cones are these bag marks on the building. Overall coin has excellent eye appeal. Auction record for Bicentennial Kennedy clad was set in 2004. MS64 gem was sold for $3,105 at Heritage auctions. At mid-stage 61 these coins are worth at least $4. Here is a guiding price list for higher grades of this coin. Hello dear friends, hope you are having a wonderful day today. In this episode I'm going to show you several valuable and rare Roosevelt dimes recently sold at Heritage auctions and Stacks and Bowers. Mostly they are uncirculated superb gems with pretty remarkable preservation and strike levels. So instead of talking, let me show you them one by one. Quick reminder, if you're first time on our channel, please show some support by hitting subscribe button below this video. Starting with 1954 dime struck in Philadelphia, grade at mid-stage 67, FT by NGC. It displays very peculiar dark toning with slight iridescence near the date. On the reverse side, we see dark tones mainly concentrated on the right half of a dime. It doesn't say anything on holder, but I think such toning is a result of improper annealing of planchet. Sold on August 9, 2022 for $127 at Heritage auctions. This is 2019 Roosevelt dime, pretty new issue from official US Mint set. Graded mid-stage 69 proof-like by NGC and provided with Astronaut Scholarship Foundation label on its holder. This specimen demonstrates immaculate surfaces void of any distraction. Strike is razor sharp as clearly seen from the image. This beautiful gem was sold for $144 on August 10th, 2022 at Sacagawea. Moving on to the 1982 Roosevelt dime was missing mint mark P. According to Jaime Hernandez from PCGS, the 1982 no P dime is first US business strike coin which accidentally left the US mint without containing its intended mint mark. Because of the missing mint mark, this coin is now worth hundreds of times more than its original face value. The 1982 no P dimes were originally discovered in December of 1982. Most of the coins were initially found in Sandusky, Ohio, where approximately 8,000 to 10,000 coins were reportedly found. So this rare example was sold for $129 in August 2022 at heritage auctions. So thoroughly check your 1982 dimes. Missing P can make you nearly $200. Here is 1952's Roosevelt dime with pretty odd toning. Above the head of president we clearly see blend of strong russet, burnt orange, olive green and sea green hues, while near the flange on the lower part splashes of relatively lighter tones. Reverse side doesn't show full separation on lower bands, so no full bands here. Frankly saying, I'm surprised this coin getting mint state 68 grade by NGC, as eye appeal is not that pleasant, especially on the reverse. Anyways, it was sold on August 9, 2022 for $240 at heritage auctions. And the most expensive Roosevelt dime sold in August at either auctions. 1970 No S Roosevelt dime, grade as proof 68 cameo by PCGS. The 1970 No S proof Roosevelt dime was the second year in which Roosevelt dime was accidentally struck without S mint mark. The mint accidentally struck proof dime without S mint marks in 3 different years, which are 1968, 1970 and 1983. The 1970 and 1983 No S proof dimes are similarly scarred with about 500 or so examples known. This crisply struck gem ended up selling for $1,320 on August 10, 2022 at Sacagawea. That's all. Welcome back to COİN. How is it going, guys? Here circulated 1979 Elizabeth II 10 cents from New Zealand. Outstanding coin with peculiar reverse design. Per-decimal large copper nickel New Zealand dime with weight of 5.6 grams. New Zealand 10 cent coins issued in 1979 circulated for 27 years before they were demonetized on 31st October 2006. As you can see, this particular coin has seen too many pockets during its time in circulation. It displays light to medium wear on high points and numerous tiny contact marks on the fields. Most noteworthy contact mark is this seam and long slanting abrasion starting from the mouth area and extending till the lower naked area of the neck. At the same time, some unpleasant dark gray stains catch the eye surrounding the same abrasion from top and bottom. On the reverse at center within Maori rafter patterns, a Maori carved head known as koruru, above the denomination 10 cents. Below the mask in tiny letters the designer initials JB, standing for James Berry. This side of a coin is very well preserved, device elements are sharply detailed and display almost no wear on high points. According to NGC price guide, even after demonetization, these coins are worth just $1. At mint state 65. On eBay they are affordable and sell also within that price range. For instance, this circulated specimen with almost the same condition as ours was sold for just $1 plus shipping fee in July.
There were over 6.5 billion 1994 P Lincoln cents struck for circulation. Therefore, obtaining an example should be very easy. The only condition where it becomes scarce is MS68 or higher. At mint state 68 plus conditions, these coins are worth at least $1,500. Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about valuable 1994 Lincoln cents, highly sought after. So really quick, if you first time on our channel, make sure to hit subscribe button below this video to get daily high definition videos. Here is 1994 Lincoln cent with fold over strike error. Grade at mint state 66 read by NGC A fold-over strike is a planchet or coin that is folded in half when it's struck on edge. The planchet of a coin can enter the striking chamber spinning on its edge. It can be kicked into a vertical position by the feeder finger or ejection arm. It can roll into the striking chamber on its edge, or it can be caught in mid-flight by the descending hammer die. However, when it occurs, a planchet or coin is bent in two. It was sold on July 15, 2021 for $1,140 at heritage auctions. This is 1994 red penny struck in Philadelphia. Comes with double die reverse. Grade that means stays 65 rate by PCGS. Doubling is not that vivid, but under close inspection you can see this impression on face value. Also on United States of America bow. It was sold for $977.50 in 2012 at heritage auctions. Here is 1994 Lincoln cent struck on a 1994 P-dime. Grade that means stays 65 by NGC. The 1994 in the cent date is sharp and as is the dime mint mark, and the 1994 and 199 in the date. The 4 in the dime date is faint yet distinct. Roosevelt's portrait has unusual remaining detail, with a clear profile located just above the Lincoln Memorial. Minimally toned, lustrous, and unabraded, this numismatic rarity was sold for $747.50, also at heritage auctions. At higher mint-states, regular strike pennies from 1994 are pretty valuable as well. Here is a red example at mint-state 68, problem-free lustrous gem with vivid cartwheel effect. Device elements are razor sharp on both sides. This coin was sold for $646.25 in 2013 at heritage auctions. Now let's check out our pennies impressed in 1994. Here we have 3 specimens at different circulated grades, 2 of them struck in Philadelphia and 1 in Denver. Briefly circulated pennies with nice toning. First I would like to start with this attractively toned 1994 brown penny. These spectacular pieces exhibit magnificently toned vibrant shades of violet, blue, and some peach orange and dominantly brown surfaces. Both sides are devoid of contact except slight abrasion on the rims. On the reverse, mint luster is concentrated on protected areas of device, mainly among the columns of memorial. Coin has mesmerizing eye appeal. This one is also struck in Philadelphia. Coin is in extremely fine condition. Preservation, strike, and luster is okay. Only problem is gradual discoloration of surfaces. It has too many patinas and tiny carbon explosions scattered all around the fields, which impact an eye appeal in a bad way. Eye appeal is a fourth criterion in modern coin grading. Same words can be said about surface of reverse. Above face value we see huge patina over C and E. This is 1994 the Red Lincoln cent, also from COİN's collection. Coin is a choice about uncirculated condition by Sheldon scale. This penny preserves its 2/3 of its mint luster with peach orange hues gracing the surface of the field and some selected areas of the Lincoln bust. Specimen is almost void of contact except several abrasions on lower half, copper turning black mostly on Lincoln's profile. Also explosion of dark gray is seen around the bust. These animals are sharply detailed in most areas. On the reverse, we see more faded surfaces as compared to obverse. Overall, coin has satisfactory eye appeal. Hey everyone, today's episode features old British coin, 1 penny from 1965, recently added to COİN's collection. Coin is at extremely fine condition with golden peach luster all around the surfaces. Bronze coin which was demonetized in 1971 after introduction of small size new penny. Diameter of a coin is 31 millimeters. It weighs 9.4 grams. Overt side features the first portrait of young Queen Elizabeth II with laurel wreaths in her hair tied with ribbon, with the 2 ends flowing behind. On the reverse, seated Britannia, the female personification of Great Britain, facing right, wearing a crested Corinthian helmet, holding trident on left hand, and resting her right hand on a shield. As I mentioned before, coin is a choice extremely fine condition with strong luster. Reflectivity of surface is only slightly muted by carbon explosions, and some fading around letterings and beaded circle. Device is sharply impressed, hair motifs display no wear. Here we have one deep gouge on the right cheek of a queen, and another under the letter A. Also one dot-shaped black carbon speck catches the eye below the Roman numerals 2. Reverse side has a nice appealing for 57-year-old circulated coin. Yet here we witness more abrasions and distracting patinas. The largest stock above 65 of the date. Strike is bold. As these coins are demonetized in UK, they are more or less valuable as compared to pennies of new decimal system. According to NGC price guide, even at extremely fine state, they are worth at least $2. Here's a guiding price list for higher grades of the coin.
At circulated grades, 1970D Jefferson nickels are pretty easy to find in rolls. But at mint state, with Monticello full steps, they are extremely rare. As a matter of fact, MS66 with full steps is worth at least $10,000. So closely pay attention to Monticello steps on the reverse. 1970s nickels are also scarce with full steps. The finest examples certified by PCGS are a pair of MS66 full steps gems. Welcome back to COİN. In this episode we are talking about rare and valuable 1970 nickels. So make sure to hit subscribe and bell buttons below if you're first time on our channel. Now let's get rolling. This 1970S nickel tied for finest certified at PCGS. Considering the 9-figure mintage produced during this period, the 1970S Jefferson nickel is surprisingly scarce and full steps. The steps are completely delineated, and satiny surfaces are beautifully preserved. Hints of nickel gold toning grace each side. It was sold for $6,462.50 on January 7th, 2016 at Heritage Auctions. 1970 nickels minted in San Francisco at higher mint states are extremely valuable as well. For instance, this is impressively sharp registry coin at mint state 66 with full steps on reverse. Golden toned luster is satiny and unabraded, and there is nothing lacking with the strike. Eye appeal is outstanding for the issue. It was bargained for $3,240 at Heritage Auctions. 1970 nickels with incredible errors also make good money. For instance, this is 1970D nickel struck on a 1970D cent. On this 6 cents error, just enough of the date remains to identify both the cent undertype and the nickel overtype as 1970D issues. Pink and copper gold surfaces show lavender and blue hues, which account for red and brown designation. It ended up selling for $3,737.50 in 2011 at Heritage Auctions. And this is 1970S 5 cents struck on a dime planchet, graded as PR64 by NGC. Since proof sets were assembled by hand by mint workers in 1970, someone must have been asleep at switch for the present of metal error to escape the mint. The lucky recipient of the proof set must have been mystified by the nickel, which looks like an incomplete planchet error, but it has proper weight and layered edge of a clad dime. Trust and liberty are almost absent, while the mint mark is complete and nearly all of the date is present. Satiny and unabraded, sold in 2010 for $1,725, also at Heritage Auctions. Now let's check out our nickels from 1970s. Now you're looking at 1970 Jefferson nickel with mint mark S on the left, and one bearing mint mark D, standing for Denver Mint, on the right. Pretty well preserved circulated coins, starting with 1970D, as clearly seen surfaces of the coin, mainly the device, display frosty luster. Jefferson bust is sharply struck. Letterings are stark, showing no rubbing on high points. Plentiful hairlines and some deep marks on device. Also abundance of minuscule hairlines on surfaces, which contributes to fading of the luster. Slight oxide layer is evident inside lettering in and around RTI of Liberty. On the reverse we see clear traces of dye fatigue. Monticello steps are flattened and no magnifying glass needed to see this. On the central part of the building we observe crisscrossing scratches. Here also some tarnish stalks visible around the lower letterings. Overall appealing is good, most definitely at extremely fine condition. Second nickel is with mint mark S, San Francisco Mint. It is nearly 1 or 2 grades lower than the previous one. Some wear is shown on the high points of device, especially the hair of president. Letterings are well struck, again besieged by pale patina. Major stock evident near the numeral 7 of the date. It also exhibits a dent on the southern rim. In spite of having too many marks, coin preserved some luster. On the reverse, first thing catches the eye is medium smoothness on Monticello building. Here we see 2 diagonal scratches of significant length. Steps are completely flattened. Reverse die was eroded most probably. A strike of a face value is not that accurate as you see. According to PCGS price guide, both 1970S and 1970D at extremely fine condition are valued at $4 minimum. Price of those at higher mint states are as shown on the screen. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode highlighting valuable and highly demanded US Lincoln cents. On August 8th, Heritage Auctions showcased Don Bonser collection of US coin varieties. And total amount of realized sales are more than $40,000. I cherry-picked several valuable lots among Lincoln cents, so without further much ado, let's get started. Starting with this 1909 VDB penny with double die obverse. Polish coins therefore assigned only AU details designation, without a grade. Die doubling is vividly seen on Liberty and under close inspection on the date. Circulated and polished coin, yet sold for $111 on August 8, 2022. Moving on to the 1953 proof penny with re-engraved design. Grade as PR67 red FS402 designation by PCGS. For knowing the difference between re-engraved variety and regular proof cent from 1953, you have to pay attention to the lower west line on the Lincoln bust. It's very easy to tell the difference when comparing with a regular specimen from this bulgy bold line. So coin was sold for $129 in the same auction. Here is 1938 D over D variety, graded Mistake 66 red and given designation of FS501 by PCGS. While zooming in, we see the mint mark D, which stands for Denver Mint, repunched. So this specimen was sold for $159 on August 8, 2022 at Heritage Auctions. Another D over D variety, 1961 D penny at Mistake 64 red. But on this example, one of the Ds are punched slight horizontally. Sold on August 8, 2022 for $228. Moving on to this 1998 S proof Lincoln cent of close AM variety, grade as PR69 red deep cameo by PCGS. The close or wide AM refers to the distance between letter A and letter M of America on reverse legend. When A and the M are almost touching each other, this is known as close AM. They are pretty rare among 1998 proof issues, so this splendid gem ended up selling for $264 in the same auction. Here comes 1953 Lincoln cent with double die obverse, given FS101 designation for doubling and graded as PF67 red by NGC. It's pretty easy to see the doubling on the motto In God We Trust under close inspection with magnifying glass or high definition camera, sold on August 8, 2022 for $348. This 1983 red Lincoln cent was double die reverse, graded at mint state 64 by ANAX. Doubling can be seen on face value and upper legend. As you can see, this specimen was struck by a doubled plus eroded die. There are many bubble-like pieces scattered around the copper-red surface of this penny. Other than that, it has several distracting spots which impair overall eye appeal. Sold on August 8, 2022 for $504. And the most expensive Lincoln cent sold on that day. 1953 proof penny with double die reverse, graded as PR67 red cameo by NGC, with designation of FS101. Doubling is boldly seen on the upper legend and the date. So the superb gem ended up selling for $613.20 on August 8, 2022 at Heritage Auctions. That's all for this episode. Decided to show you another relatively old UK coin recently joined our Commonwealth coins collection. This is 1967 bronze 1 penny struck by a Royal Mint. This coin was demonetized in 1971 with introduction of new decimal system in United Kingdom. 1 penny coins issued in 1967 remained in circulation for only 4 years. Size is 31 mm, while weight is over 9 grams. Overside of a coin show young bust of Queen Elizabeth II. Here is the very first depiction in Commonwealth coinage, so-called first portrait. The laurel wreath in Queen's hair is tied with ribbon with 2 ends flowing behind. Reverse side depicts seated Britannia with trident on one hand and shield bearing combined crosses of Union flag on the other. According to Krause list, mintage of this coin is about 654 million pieces struck. I presume this is uncirculated coin, as I detected no vivid abrasions or post-mint contact marks on either side. Only issues are weak preservation of original luster and slight softness on the verse profile. Surfaces of device elements on both sides turned dark. Overall coin has nice appealing. According to NGC price guide, these coins are pretty valuable at higher mint states. At MS65, guiding price is $35, at MS66, $50, and at MS67, $75. On eBay, ungraded 1967 pennies sell for $1 to $4. Like this very beautiful specimen that was sold for $4 plus shipping fee on August 9th, 2022. The most expensive 1996 Roosevelt dime sold at auctions. The 1996p Roosevelt dime is really common. According to PCGS, the mint struck over 1.4 billion examples, making them very easy to find in circulation. They appear to be scarce only in MS67 with full bands or higher. In MS68 with full bands, there are very few graded examples, and very unlikely that any examples exist in MS69 full bands or higher. Today at mint state 68, the 1996 Roosevelt dime with full bands designation are sold between $500 to $1,400. When it comes to Denver struck dimes and with the full bands, they are scarce in all grades, as the mint more than likely had a weakly struck dies which resulted with weak full bands details. Nevertheless, NGC reported 2 examples that is near perfect condition. One of them is this 1996D Roosevelt dime. This incredible Roosevelt dime exhibits razor sharp definition on all design elements, including full details on torch. The pristine, brilliant surfaces radiate vibrant mint luster on the both sides, creating terrific eye appeal. It was sold in 2014 for a little less than $500 at Heritage Auctions. By the way, if you are not yet a member of COİN's family, hit subscribe button below this video. Show some support by simple click, guys. Moving on to the 1996p Roosevelt dime at mint state 68 with full bands. Super rare at this grade with full bands. Sold in 2021 for $1,385 on eBay. Here is 1996S proof dime, graded as PR68 deep cameo with beautiful toning. It displays very sweet iridescence on both sides and some russet hues on the rims. Strike is almost perfect, sold in 2021 for $600 at Heritage Auctions. This is 1996 P 5 cents struck on a Roosevelt dime, a double denomination coin at mint state 64. A 1996 P dime found its way between 1996 P Jefferson nickel dies. The nickel date and mint mark are bold, the dime mint mark is sharp, and the 19 in the dime date is clear. The 96 in the dime date is faint but readable, confirming that the host coin is 1996 P dime. Roosevelt gazes southwest relative to Jefferson. The flame of the torch covers the top right wing of Monticello. A desirable 15-cent double denomination error sold on August 20, 2021 for $5,040, also at Heritage Auctions. The 2016 P Lincoln cent is very common as the mint struck over 4.5 billion examples. Penny struck by Denver Mint the very year is common as well. Mintage is little more than 4.4 billion. Uncirculated lower mint state coins can be found in rows. Therefore examples up to MS67 are fairly easy to obtain. Anything grading higher is much scarcer and much more expensive. PCG has certified only 4 examples of 2016 P pennies at MS68 grade with guiding price of $2,500. While 2016 D population at given grade is only 7 examples so far and they are valued at nearly $900. Welcome back to COİN. I salute you in another episode highlighting valuable US coins. Today I cherry picked for you the most expensive 2016 pennies sold at auctions. As always, hit subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet, and let's get started. This is 2016 D Lincoln cent with shield reverse, grade at mint state 68 red. It features a proof-like surfaces. Cartwheel effect is very obvious. Strike is super bold. Both sides are bursting with bright, vibrant, copper red orange luster. Sold in 2018 for $1,550 in an eBay auction. And this is the most expensive Philadelphia struck 2016 penny so far, graded mint state 68 red by PCGS. As it was sold on eBay, seller or platform provided just single shield reverse image, which is of poor quality. So you must excuse us for that. Nevertheless, this superb gem was sold for nearly $900. One grade lower 2016 pennies yet make very nice deals occasionally. For instance, this penny at mint state 67 red. A contact-free penny with only just tiny blemishes on obverse and several bag marks on reverse, which prevented finer grade. Sold on March 12, 2017 for $235 at Heritage Auctions. Today I'm going to talk about super valuable US bullion coins that was sold just a couple of days before at Heritage Auctions. Title US coins and bullion showcase auction. Total amount of realized sales was more than $140,000. There were too many lots, so cherry-picked mostly marvelous and valuable ones for display. So if by any chance you're first time on our channel, hit subscribe and bell buttons below, and let's get started. Starting with the 2007 W quarter ounce platinum eagle. W stands for West Point Mint, absolute gem with perfect strike, preservation and eye appeal. Grade at mint state 70 by NGC, the Everest in numismatic grading. Metal composition is 99.9% platinum. So this splendid coin ended up selling for $1,050 on August 8, 2022. This is 2010 1-ounce gold buffalo or $50 coin. Grade at mint state 70 by PCGS. This coin is also void of slightest distractions. Containing 99.9% gold. America's 1-ounce gold buffalo was introduced in 2006 as the very first highly pure 99.99% gold coin series to be struck by the United States Mint. Now in its 16th year of production, the gold buffalo continues to capture imaginations with its time-honored James Earl Fraser design. Sold on August 8, 2022 for $2,160. Moving on to this 2013 W $50 1-ounce gold American Eagle, grade as Proof 70 Ultra Cameo by NGC, and provided with signature of coinage Congressman Mike Castle. Alloy contains nearly 92% gold, 3% silver, and 5% copper. This wonderful black and gold yellow gem ended up selling for $2,340 in the same auction. Here is 2019 W 1 ounce Palladium Eagle or $25 coin. The obverse of this design features a high-relief likeness of Winged Liberty from the Mercury dime obverse, designed by world-renowned designer Adolf Weinmann. In keeping with the original coin, inscriptions are Liberty, In God We Trust, 2019 and Weinmann's distinct initials. Graded as PR70 Deep Cameo by Enix, this wonderful gem was sold for $2,520. This is 2014 W Golden Kennedy half dollar, a bullion coin commemorating 50th anniversary of Kennedy half dollars. Contains 3/4 of troy ounce, 0.999 fine 24 karat gold. Sold on August 8, 2022 for $3,120 at heritage auctions. Moving on to this beautiful bullion with denomination of $100, 2017 W high relief 1 ounce gold American Liberty, commemorating the 225th anniversary of US Mint, contains 0.999 ounce fine gold. Graded as PR70 by PCGS and sold for $3,240 on August 8, 2022. And the most expensive lot of the World Numismatic auction session, 1995 W $1 Silver Eagle, graded as PR70 Ultra Cameo by NGC. The obverse features a fresh depiction of Adolf A. Weinmann's full-length figure of Liberty in full stride, enveloped in folds of the flag. Her right hand is extended and she carries laurel, an oak branch in her left. Metal composition is 99.9 silver. Sold on August 8, 2022 for $17,400 at heritage auctions. In 1974, US Mint struck over 601 million Jefferson nickels in Philadelphia and 277 million in Denver. According to Jaime Hernandez from PCGS, a 1974 Jefferson nickel is very common up to MS65 condition. In MS66, it's much more scarce, but with enough searching, one can be found or purchased inexpensively. In MS66 condition with the full steps, it's really difficult to find, and most examples have been purchased by collectors over the years. There is only one example grade that meets a 67 so far, and today we're going to start from that particular coin. I welcome you in another episode featuring valuable and rare US coins. As you understand, today's subject is nickel struck in 1974. So hit subscribe button below and let's get rolling. Today at Mist 67 guiding price for Philadelphia nickels stands over $4,500. Single top registry coin at this grade was sold in 2020 for record-breaking amount. Lustrous, crisply struck, and totally original, this superb example has fantastic look. It was sold for $4,230 at Legend Rare Coin Auctions. Here is 1974 as Proof Jefferson nickel, absolute gem at PR70 grade with deep cameo designation. This struck beauty is surely destined for inclusion in the finest collection of Proof Jefferson nickels on PCGS set registry, very rare in this grade. Sold in 2015 for $3,819 at Stack's Bowers. Business Strike 1974D nickels are also highly elusive at MS67 condition. This is pretty valuable example. Tied for finest certified in the PCGS full steps category. It was bargained for $1,440 in 2021 at Stack's Bowers. It's surprising that there is also nickel with MS67 plus designation among them was struck 1974 5 cents. Intense blue, rose, and gold toning are displayed on both sides of this satiny superb gem. This is a single finest 1974D Jefferson nickel that PCGS or NGC have certified, sold on April 22nd, 2015 for $1,645 at heritage auctions. There were over 700 million 1969 Roosevelt dimes struck for circulation, therefore it's very common in most grades. Only in MS67 does it become scarce, as there are less than a few dozen examples known. There are no 1969 examples graded by PCGS in higher condition. With a full band designation, this issue is very scarce, with less than a dozen known examples displaying full band characteristics. when it comes to Denver struck dimes, and they become highly sought after at MS68 with only 5 examples certified by PCGS so far. They are worth at least $700 today. Welcome back to COİN. Today's episode features valuable and rare 1969 Roosevelt dimes. Before starting with our first coin, please make sure to hit subscribe and bell buttons below this video to get daily updates on coin prices. This is most expensive 1969D Roosevelt dime sold at auction so far. Rated Mid-State 67 by PCGS. It displays full bands on reverse torch. Strike is razor sharp, fields display satiny surfaces with some warm hues on selected areas. It was bargained for $999 through live bidding on eBay in 2018. Sometimes even without full band designation, dimes are sold for unthinkable amounts. For instance, this is 10 cents from 1969 minted in Philadelphia. Here also surfaces display satiny luster and bold strike, except motifs of the torch. As you can see, no FB designation is shown on this PCGS slab, just Mid-State 67. Yet it was sold for $470 in 2014 at heritage auctions. Among 1969 dimes, you should also look after repunched mint marks. For instance, pay attention to this specimen at Mid-State 66. On this mint mark, we clearly see double punched mint mark D, otherwise called D over D. So this error coin was sold for $156 in 2021 at heritage auctions. Moving on to this Denver struck dime with clad error, rated Mid-State 64 by NGC. As you can see, on the reverse copper nickel clad is missing, we see only copper underlayer. Overs has a normal appeal though, with nickel grey surfaces throughout. It was sold for $144 in 2020. Now it's high time to check our 1969D Roosevelt dime. Coin is at fine condition with medium softness on Roosevelt hair and ear. It's very slightly off center struck towards the east. Here we also have very thin doubling on the collar, which could be caused by color dye clash. Letterings are readable but display some rub on high points. At the edge of the collar we see some tarnished stocks, mostly strongly expressed around the liberty. Now when we turn it over, we see massive softness on the torch olive and oak branch. Some elements of device are almost flat. Strike of lettering is also weak. Surfaces of the field and device exhibit numerous hairlines and abrasions. Reeds of the edge also display wear on several segments. For the last, I would like you to get acquainted with guiding price lists for the higher grades of 1969 dimes. There were over 700 million 1969 Roosevelt dimes struck for circulation, therefore it's very common in most grades. Only in MS67 does it become scarce, as there are less than a few dozen examples known. There are no 1969P examples graded by PCGS in higher condition. With a full band designation, this issue is very scarce, with less than a dozen known examples displaying full band characteristics. When it comes to Denver struck dimes, and they become highly sought after at MS68 with only 5 examples certified by PCGS so far. They are worth at least $700 today. Welcome back to COİN. Today's episode features valuable and rare 1969 Roosevelt dimes. Before starting with our first coin, please make sure to hit subscribe and bell buttons below this video to get daily updates on coin prices. This is most expensive 1969D Roosevelt dime sold at auction so far. Rated Mid-State 67 by PCGS. It displays full bands on reverse torch. Strike is razor sharp, fields display satiny surfaces with some warm hues on selected areas. It was bargained for $999 through live bidding on eBay in 2018. Sometimes even without full band designation, dimes are sold for unthinkable amounts. For instance, this is 10 cent from 1969 minted in Philadelphia. Here also surfaces display satiny luster and bold strike, except motifs of the torch. As you can see, no FP designation is shown on this PCGS slab, just mint state 67. Yet it was sold for $470 in 2014 at heritage auctions. Among 1969 dimes, you should also look after repunched mint marks. For instance, pay attention to this specimen at mint state 66. On this mint mark, we clearly see double punched mint mark D, otherwise called D over D. So this error coin was sold for $156 in 2021 at heritage auctions. Moving on to this Denver struck dime with clad error, rated at mint state 64 by NGC. As you can see, on the reverse, copper nickel clad is missing. We see only copper underlayer. Obverse has a normal appeal though, with nickel gray surfaces throughout. It was sold for $144 in 2020. Now it's high time to check our 1969D Roosevelt dime. Coin is at fine condition with medium softness on Roosevelt hair and ear. It's very slightly off center struck towards the east. Here we also have very thin doubling on the collar, which could be caused by color dye clash. Letterings are readable but display some rub on high points. At the edge of the collar we see some tarnished stocks, mostly strongly expressed around the Liberty. Now when we turn it over, we see massive softness on the torch olive and oak branch. Some elements of device are almost flat. Strike of lettering is also weak. Surfaces of the field and device exhibit numerous hairlines and abrasions. Reeds of the edge also display wear on several segments. For the last, I would like you to get acquainted with guiding price lists for the higher grades of 1969 dimes.
Sacagawea dollar bearing the date 2000 was inserted into boxes of Cheerios cereal in early 2000s as a part of US Mint promotion to raise awareness about the new so-called golden dollar. A total of 10 million boxes of Cheerios in the promotion, all of which included a newly struck 2000 Lincoln cent. Luckily, 5,500 boxes also contained Sacagawea dollar, which was later discovered to have been struck from a different set of master dies, the regular Sacagawea dollars. They can be distinguished from standard Sacagawea dollar by enhanced eagle tail feathers on reverse. These rare coins later were dubbed as Cheerios dollars and become super valuable collector's items. Welcome back to COİN. Today we are talking about extremely valuable and highly sought after Sacagawea dollars. For getting daily updates on coin prices, please hit subscribe and bell buttons down below. Let's get rolling. This is a beautifully preserved example of so-called Cheerios dollar, among the finest pieces certified and conditionally scarce as such. Graded at mint state 68 by PCGS, contains 77% copper, 12% zinc, 7% manganese, and 4% nickel. The fine detailing on the eagle's tail feathers distinguished this piece from the common circulation coins issued in 2000. This piece was among the coins distributed in box of Cheerios breakfast cereal as a promotional giveaway. It was sold for $15,000 on January 22, 2021 at heritage auctions. Sacagawea dollars with errors make big money as well. This is 2000p Sac dollar struck on a Susan B. Anthony planchet. Graded as EU 58 by ANEX. This is considered transitional error. Apparently a clad Susan B. Anthony $1 planchet from 1999 P issue was retained in a storage hopper, producing this error after the changeover to the first year Sacagawea design in the year 2000. Lightly circulated with a few contact marks. The ANEX clear view holder allows easy viewing on the clad layer on the edge.
It was sold for $10,925 in 2008, also at heritage auctions. Here is 2000 peak Sacagawea dollar struck on a quarter planchet. Struck in a color and perfectly preserved with frosty silver luster and sharp devices. Eye appeal is exceptional. The quarter planchet is neatly large as a dollar dice, resulting in partially defined rim with a tapered slope down into the field around each circumference. Wrong planchet errors rarely looks as perfect. Sold on April 15, 2021 for $7,800. And why not to check our Sacagawea dollar coin to see whether it's Chiri's variety or not. It's about uncirculated dollar, minted in Denver, likely at AU 58 grade. First I thought it was uncirculated coin until I saw small contact marks on the rims and on the fields, as it used to be inside 2x2 coin holder. In the middle part, cheekbone and neck, we see some mustard yellow brownish hues. Dollar coin displays very nice luster, no wear is seen on high points, and strike is razor sharp. Focal areas exhibit two deep abrasions, one over the lip looks like a slanting back mark, one to the right seems to be post-mint contact mark. We see great definition in device motifs. Reverse side displays massive carbon splashes all around the fields, mainly on upper half. Also here mustard yellow seaweed hues graces the surfaces on the chest part of eagle. Most remarkable contact mark is this bag mark starting from the tip of the eagle beak. Device motifs are sharp, yet on the tail feathers we don't see enhanced details, as on Chiri's dollars. Therefore regular strike, Sacagawea dollar. Overall coin has an excellent eye appeal for about uncirculated Sacagawea dollar. For the end, I would like to show you the guiding price list for higher mint state Sacagawea dollars, minted in 2000. What's up guys, welcome back to COİN. Today I'm going to briefly highlight Modern World Coins Summer Showcase auction that was held on August 28th at Heritage Auctions. Overall amount of realized sales are more than $430,000. The most expensive top 10 coins, as in most cases, were Commonwealth coins featuring Elizabeth II on a verse. Therefore cherry-picked most valuable lots from various corners of the world. Nevertheless, you'll see the most valuable 3 in orderly manner. So if you are by any chance first time in our channel, hit subscribe and bell buttons below, and let's get rolling. Starting with this 2020 bullion coin from UK, Elizabeth II proves 3 graces £5 from the Great Engravers series. Grade as PR70 Ultra Cameo by NGC. Reverse side features 3 female figures with national emblems representing Britannia, Hibernia and Scotia. Sold on August 28, 2022 for $1,140. Moving on to the Swiss coin, Confederation Gold Proof Glarus Shooting Festival, 500 francs, minted in 2017 in Munich. Grade as PR70 Ultra Cameo by NGC. Contains 0.5 oz gold. Sold on August 28, 2022 for $1,320. Here is valuable Mexican bullion coin, 2018 MO Estados Unidos Gold Reverse Proof half onza. Grade as PR70 by NGC. Overside features Mexican national coat of arms, while on the reverse we see winged victory with a laurel wreath in her right hand and broken chain in her left hand with the Valley of Mexico in the background. It ended up selling for $1,380 in the same auction session. This is 2003 gold proof Year of the Gold 20,000 dong from Vietnam. Grade as PR69 Ultra Cameo by NGC. Contains 0.25 oz gold. So this charming oriental coin was sold for $1,800. Moving on to the 1990 Heisei gold 100,000 yen from Japan. Struck in celebration of the enthronement of Emperor Akito. Contains 0.96 oz gold and total weight is 30 grams. Sold on August 28, 2022 for $1,920. Here is 1968 gold-proof Independence 100 francs from Niger. Graded as PR67 Ultra Cameo by NGC, this coin was struck to commemorate Niger's independence from France in 1960. Contains 0.9 oz gold. Sold on August 28, 2022 for $1,920 at heritage auctions. Jumping to this Indonesian coin, 1974 gold Komodo Dragon 100,000 rupiah. Graded at mint stage 66 by NGC, contains 0.96 oz gold with overall weight of 33.4 grams. Sold on August 28, 2022 for $2,100. This is 1985 gold-proof Piedfort 5 centimes from France. Graded as PR67 Ultra Cameo by NGC. It contains 0.25 oz gold. Sold for $3,120 in a same auction session. Here is 1929 gold-proof pattern restruck 100 pengov from Hungary. Graded as PR66 Ultra Cameo by NGC. This offering belongs to 1965 commercial series of pattern restrikes commissioned by numismatic firm located in Ohio, USA. The restrike represents Saint Ladislav mounted on horseback, basking in the presence of Madonna and child holding the Globus Cruciger. Sold for $3,840 at heritage auctions. Now the most valuable top 3 lots of the modern world coin showcase auction in orderly manner. All 3 were sold for same amount. 2020 gold proof 3 graces 200 pounds from UK, graded as PR70 Ultra Cameo by NGC, were limited edition. Sold for $13,200. Next, 2020 United Kingdom gold proof 500 pounds, featuring Elizabeth II on obverse and King James I on reverse. Contains 5 oz gold and was sold for also $13,200. And the last, 2015 Palladium Proof Angel from Isle of Man, graded as PR70 Ultra Cameo. It contains 5 oz Palladium, also sold for $13,200. So dear friends, I know quite many of you very much like COİN coins from Britain or other Commonwealth countries. Therefore today decided to display another old UK coin from COİN's collection. 1956 Elizabeth II 1 shilling. A copper nickel coin which was demonetized in 1990. Weight is 5.66 grams, diameter 23.55 millimeters. Oversight highlights the right profile of Queen Elizabeth II, so-called first portrait, and legends around in Latin. Reverse side exhibits crowned English shield of arms, dividing the date, legend above, and face value below. This 1 shilling is at very fine condition, although it's circulated and device elements displays light softness on high points. It's pretty well preserved coin. On the hair of Elizabeth II we see slight wear accompanied by several contact marks. Legends are crisp but surrounded by tarnish from the edges. Unpleasant dark grey stalks also can be seen around the beaded circle. Reverse side is almost unabraded, except this slanting mark above 56. Backside of a coin displays very bold strike. Eye appeal only weakened by massive tarnish stocks around the beaded circle. An inside coat of arms. Also strong concentration of seaweed hues is evident at the edge of letter E and H of face value. According to NGC price guide at mint stage 60 these coins are worth at least $8. At mint stage 63 they're valued at $12 minimum. Now let's check out recent sales concluded on eBay and find out probable price for ungraded and circulated 1 shillings. On March 20, 2022, this shilling at very fine condition with tarnished layers like ours was sold for $2.31. Same seller sold another specimen but at about uncirculated condition for the same amount. It very much looks like a cleaned coin with AU details to me. Now that we know approximate price, let's post it for sale on our website thecoinas.com. After you are through with the registration process, click Post the Coin tab above. On the title field, type in year of minting, issuing country, denomination and condition of a coin. If you don't know the probable grade of your coin, just indicate whether it's circulated or uncirculated. One more important tip, please assign a reasonable price to your coins. Do not put an unthinkable price tag to a coin which has high mintage or is not rare at all. Very well, our coin ad is published. For the last, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you're first time on our channel. Have a fantastic day.